acted out his own death and nearly succeeded when he was shot in the stomach by a policeman. But it also forced him to face his own demon, depression.
It took so long because I didn't know what was happening to me. And I had all these thoughts, crazy thoughts and feelings, and I didn't know what they were. I thought they were normal.
Now the award-winning actor returns to the stage with his one-man comedy show telling a story of depression and his traumatic experience.
My brain could not comprehend the trauma the body was going through. I was yelling out in pain, going, "Where am I? What the hell happened?"
That's enough. Thank you very much, Willie. Will they get us to the World Cup is the question. Now, it took a dramatic incident to get renowned actor Rob Mokaraka back on track. He acted out his own death, but in reality nearly succeeded when he was shot in the stomach by a police officer. Now, Rob Mokaraka is using his experience in battle with depression to engage with people in his one-man show, Shot Bro, Confessions of a Depressed Bullet. It's the first time Rob has talked about his battle. Some of you may find his story challenging, but it's a message he wants Aotearoa to hear.
The thing about depression, which drives people to suicide when you hide it, is it's not sexist, it's not racist. It doesn't care how much money you've got. It will take you if you don't go and deal with it. And part of that, for me, was built on shame, guilt and failure. Everything that was happening to me and denial, I was building up this file, a case against myself internally. And then 20 years later, I exploded.
Rob Mokaraka is a gifted actor, captivating audiences both on screen and in theatres. What those watching him didn't know was that Rob was waging a war from within, battling demons. So why did it take years and a truly dramatic event for Rob to understand that he was in the grips of a deadly depression?
It took so long because I didn't know what was happening to me. And I had all these thoughts, crazy thoughts and feelings, and I didn't know what they were. I thought they were normal. And in my show, I reference it to being a storm. Like a small storm is building, and that storm gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it can carry you away, and it can sweep you away. And I didn't know I had that.
These dramatic pictures were taken just minutes after police shot this man outside his home in Point Chevalier. One News understands the man lying injured is Rob Mokaraka, an Auckland actor.
Yeah, I remember the whole build-up. And I go, wow, that was a crazy time, and I go, wow. Because, this Rob has learned a lot, and I'm a stronger version, so I look back at that guy, once again, I keep going back to this, that Rob had no clue. He was out floating in the ocean. He was in the storm.
Do you feel lucky to be alive?
I am very lucky to be alive, and, my goal at that time was to get off the planet, was to have my life ended. And, in that storm, I did think of Stephen Wallace in Waitara, in Taranaki, surrounded by police with a golf club. And I thought, man, he was shot to death. All he had was the golf club. Mean. I'll get a soup ladle, a tea towel, wrap it around, and get a meat cleaver, and I'll just be like Stephen Wallace. Maybe worse.
While police tried to negotiate with Rob that day, it took a shot to the stomach to shock Rob back to reality.
I was so freaking out. My brain could not comprehend the trauma the body was going through. I was yelling out in pain, going, "Where am I? What the hell happened?" There's police around, and a policeman trying to push down on the wound, and I'm yelling out, "Sorry, sorry." And I've had this question asked many times. Who are you sorry to, Rob? I was sorry to the policeman who was trying to negotiate with me. I was sorry about everything that I'd done wrong in my life. I was sorry to everyone. So when that bullet hit and the reality of where I was and what was happening, I went, oh shit. What am I doing? I don't want anyone to feel this, ever. I don't want anyone to feel they can't talk, ever. And I wish I'd just spoken to someone so I didn't have to get into this state. I wish I said, bro, I feel really bad. I'm feeling suicidal. Instead, I just bottled it all up and boom.
While Rob pleaded guilty in court, the judge didn't believe jail was the best option. Instead, Rob was sentenced to community service. After much therapy, Rob is now drawing from his personal experiences and battles with depression to help others.
Being the person who went to the brink and had a hongi with hine nui te pō, and she went, yeah, get out of here. And then coming back, and after working through all of my raru and all the mamai, I just went, yeah, I think I know how to articulate this. It only took me 7 years. But I just don't want anyone to kill themselves. I've had whānau and friends kill themselves. And I know how heavy that is, and far out. Once you've been there and you know how crazy that place is in that big, dark, heavy storm, and you think there's no other way out, that's where you're going to go. But if you get armed with one superpower, it's to go, bro, we love you. You're worth it. And I go, I want people not to kill themselves. I've been there. And on the other side of that, as I'm doing that, I'm totally learning new superpowers and taking your superpowers on the audience and going, wow, I'm going to use this to help me, because I always have to refresh my coping mechanisms, because I didn't realise that they get worn out after a year or so. Some people get worn out shorter, so yeah, I'm still learning, brother, still learning.
After the break, we're in the audience at Rob's show, and we see how the actor uses his own experiences to reach out to others suffering from depression.
It's an epidemic. And how did I identify that? Because people are cashing in their membership fees. And you go, whoa, that person took their life, that person. And lots of people cashing in their membership fees, and before I knew it was like, there's heaps of us. How come I didn't know? Oh, that's right, because we're keeping it a secret.
Tērā pēr ka ngau te mate whakapae ko I te tangata a mate noa. Depression can be a lifelong battle. We joined Rob Mokaraka for the debut of his new show, Shot Bro, Confessions of a Depressed Bullet.
This is Whangarei, and actor Rob Mokaraka is home. Rob has chosen Whangarei to debut his new one-man theatre productions, Shot Bro, Confessions of a Depressed Bullet. Rob works his script to connect with those suffering from depression.
There's the old Rob here, and there's me looking back at the old Rob going, yeah, I see you got the little crazy fella. I just go, wow, man, you had no tools, you had zero clues. So I just look back like it's kind of like, it's a character. It's definitely me, I know that, but I've got some distance from it. And I'm just hoping that this real heavy thing is articulated in such a way that people don't feel that heaviness, just because that's the heaviness that happened to me. I'm not putting this out for you to hold it, but for you just to observe it and feel some of those reverberations of what I had.
There's two of us! Let's get
And just feel enlightened. I feel empowered.
And all of a sudden, the cop behind the tree goes, what seems to be the problem? Are you having a bad day? Everybody has a bad day sometimes. And I was like, what? This is a South African cop doing my movie.
To be honest, it's quite surreal. I've been formulating this idea for a long time after lots of therapy and trying to find the right way to enlighten, educate, and empower people so they don't have to go through what I went through. I'm having lots of surreal moments. Like, I'm talking about actual events and actual feelings. I look at the audience and go, yeah, this is what I really feel. But now I've made it into a comedy and I'm in it and I'm saying it and it's entertaining. How am I feeling about this? I feel good. Are they listening? Are they getting this? And to hear the feedback, which was filled with aroha, and go, I saw this and I felt this and I recognised that, and then you looked after us this way, but you showed us the dark here. I was like, all this kōrero was like, phew, it's working. This crazy guy from 2009 has made something that can help people, and I just want to keep building and learning and growing to make this thing stronger and stronger after each presentation.
How happy is Rob Mokaraka now?
This Rob Mokaraka is pretty happy. He's still learning. I've got to just remind myself, like, man, it's a good day, man. It's a good day to be alive. Or if it's a shitty day, have a sleep, have a kai in the morning, start again, reset. I'm doing some great mahi with some great people, but I still got to check in, bro. It's like the ocean. Don't turn your back on it. Just keep checking in and get these coping tools and coping mechanisms, and just check in with friends and whānau or somebody professional. And if I'm lucky enough to occasionally give my king an email or a phone call, and he's there like that. So, yeah. Rob's pretty good. I'm still learning, bro, and there's so much more to do. I want to direct my own films. And I never thought that Rob in 2009 would ever get to make and create all this great mahi and meet amazing people. So just keep going, brother. Keep living, keep learning, keep loving, figuring it out. Rob mokaraka mo te kārere. Sorry, don't say that on Marae. Rob mokaraka mo te marae.
Well done, Rob. Very good. And we do, of course, wish Rob all the best with the show. Now, if you need to reach out for help, you can call any of these services, which are available all day, every day. So we have just been watching Rob Mokaraka and his journey to overcome depression. Joining me on the panel, psychiatrist Dr. David Kodar and Taimi Allan, who is a lived experience expert. Kia ora koutou. Thank you both for being here this morning. What a humbling story to watch. Incredible tale that he's got. One of the things that really struck me is that he said, you know, I didn't realise that I had the symptoms of depression. I went for 20 years and then discovered that actually there's heaps of us out there, he said. How come that is the case?
Oh, look, there are many aspects to it, but most of all it's the fact that we don't have a language or a way of understanding this thing called depression. It's a word, but people don't really understand it. If your stomach's sore, if your arm's sore, you kind of know that's what's going on, you've got words for it.
But there's no word for this great emptiness that kind of consumes you and, yeah, makes you feel so much guilt, I think, and it's not diagnosable because it's kind of tied up in, like Rob said, guilt and shame.
And you are speaking from a place of experience.
Yeah.
What is a lived experience expert?
It's somebody who is qualified mostly in mental health by their experience of having gone through mental health difficulties and then recovered from them. So I'm now in the fortunate position of moving as a communications manager from one organisation, Mind and Body, to the CEO of another mental health organisation called Changing Minds. And my job is to kind of, whilst I'm qualified now in mental health and other things, my job is to keep hold of that lived experience of having known what it was like to be there.
What was it like for you to watch Rob's story?
Well, I know Rob, so the career was much longer than what I'd seen on the show. I've read the script and I know of it. You know, it's all tied up with our relationship. But it was just beautiful to hear it spoken aloud, because I mean, even working in entertainment, it's such a thing that, you know, you talk about what you're doing next or what you've just done, and it's not about, well, actually right now I'm doing nothing and I'm okay with not doing nothing or not moving on to my next role or my next job or my next big thing. So hearing him speak was really empowering.
And the great thing is that stories help to overcome that kind of barrier of not having a framework for understanding what this thing depression is. So stories like his are great because what they do is help people to identify when they're in that place, maybe what I'm going through is what he was going through, before they get to that point where literally they
explode.
Yes.
How common is depression for Māori, David?
Well, look, it's very common. I mean, as he says, it doesn't hold prejudice. So depression is common among Māori, or as all ethnicities. I mean, people who live in disadvantaged situations have much greater risk of it. So we know, I mean, Māori are much more likely to experience disadvantage. So because of that, there is greater risk. And also, I guess the challenge is that you know, within each cultural group. It's how you actually have a frame for within your own culture, understanding what's going on as well.
Yeah. And there's a stigma too, isn't there, to experiencing depression, and as Rob said, you know, he kept it a secret, his feelings.
Yeah, because the self-stigma, the stuff that's inside, is even greater than the fear of others judging you. It's that I need to show my face as this fantastic person that's doing everything right and getting on with my life and doing well, and it's the, you know, the thing that we show on Facebook, and it's only the best part of ourselves. But actually, all of us, not just those with mental health issues, have many parts of our lives that they don't want to show, they're not so proud of. That's just part of the human experience.
And while it is changing, we still do have, as a nation, that whole kind of be strong, pull up your socks,
stoic,
you know.
She'll be right, get on with it.
But also, it's not okay to not be okay. Thing. And
so how do you
that's what we've got to turn around.
David? How do you know that you're depressed?
Well, I think that, as he says, the problem is that because it's happening to the thinking part of you, it's like he beautifully said, to me it was normal. At the time, it was my normal. So, I mean, as often as not, it's about other people knowing, and they can see it, and they can reach out to you. So part of the challenge is for other people to understand what's going on and have their own kind of sense of permission and knowing what to say to reach out. The other
but if
side
you don't know, you don't know. So
no,
do you know that you need to reach out?
Because other people reaching out can help you to kind of shake you.
So
and
listen
saying,
to
just to get an outside perspective to say you're not right, you're not yourself, what's going on, can be really helpful. The other thing that can be really helpful is just understanding what some of the signs are. So the signs are things like not sleeping, darkness kind of coming and covering everything up, losing your energy, losing your kind of zest for life.
There are
rumination,
physical signs
stuck on
too.
it.
You know, there's that sign of that rock being in your chest or your stomach or wherever you feel it physically in your body, that heaviness, that feeling cornered, backed into a corner and feeling no way out, really completely overwhelmed with things.
Yes. And you've come such a long way. I mean, you must be a bit of a beacon to people, I think.
Well, I hope so. I think that I really just need to show people that there's hope, that we so often talk about depression and other mental illnesses as something that's chronic and something you have to live with for the rest of your life, but that's not necessarily the case. Yes, when you're inside it, it feels like it's just completely overwhelming and totally consuming, but actually to show people that there's hope, this is not the way you have to be, and actually you're in the driver's seat here.
Yes.
You know, and mental health services, yes, they're stretched, and yes, it's hard to get the right treatment for people, but actually we need to put that power back into the people themselves to find out how they want to get better.
That's a wonderful message.
And then promote that.
And Rob's story kind of captures
I'm so sorry, Dave. We actually do have to leave it there, but I do appreciate your stories this morning, and thank you so much for sharing yours. Scotty.
Yes, kia ora, Miriam.